Puter Kepala, that's the name of the game today. Very common in the Filipino martial arts, Indonesian and Malaysian Silat, loosely translates to turn the coconut, this being the coconut, but it's a head and arm throw. This is going to be extremely versatile for your needs. You can enter from strikes, either your strikes or their strikes, and particularly from any clinching situations. So this is going to be a very user-friendly and highly effective throw for your game. And when you see it, you'll probably have seen it in other martial arts too, because a good idea is a good idea. The only thing that's going to be changing is the entry systems and the follow-ups. So let's look at it here. Traditionally done, it is a long arm position here, almost like the hands of a clock. So now we're moving and letting the head and arm change positions. Okay. Mechanically, come on up, Tori. Mechanically, that's pretty sound, but executing that in a real combative environment is going to be extremely challenging. So we're going to look at everything from here from an underhook. So we've gotten to the underhook. We have a good position. Now, I also want to have my elbow close to Corey's ribs here, if you look, because that's going to keep him from having an active whizzer. If I'm too loose, he whizzers me, and we have something that's going to be time for another video. But here, we get in a good position, elbow close to the rib cage, and I want to keep my shoulder hiked slightly, again, always offsetting his posture. The other hand is going to be important here. So I'm going to move his head on a 45-degree angle here and make him take this step. So now I want to lock out this arm. So I want you to go full Heisman Trophy on this. You know, represent Al Bundy and those 4 touchdowns in one game. But this has now a skeletal lock that's going to make it more difficult for Corey to make posture or even push back into me, particularly as I'm moving here. So now, in this position, I'm going to even make it a little stronger here by sweeping this leg back, so now the head is completely in a broken posture under my belt line. So now, all I have to do is step and turn the body through, and we have our position. So that's going to be the go-to point for our head and arm throw. Okay, so how do we get there? So we're going to look at entering from strikes. So we're going to keep things simple with a jab, across, and a hook. Now, in previous videos, we covered Filipino Pantuk and dirty boxing and the use of limb destructions. We'll put a link to those videos below, but right now we're going to keep it basic because I want to be hitting that underhook position. So as he's jabbing, I just want to parry, I want to parry. Now I'm going to cover and neck jam here. So now this keeps his balance already going. So now at this piece, I can get to that underhook position here, and I can get the head here. So now this sets up again that leg motion where I can open him and now make my turn to that Puter Kepala position. Now let's look at it from clinch. Now, there's many ways to get into clinch. Offensively clinching, defensively clinching, but we're going to take it here for simplicity's sake from a 50-50, pummeling. So let's look at just the basic position here. So now, I'm probably speaking to the choir out there, but it's 50-50 because he has one underhook, I have one underhook. I have an overhook, he has an overhook. Okay, so we're going to look at it from here. Since we already have the overhook, all we need to do is get to head control to get to that Puter Kepala or head and arm throw position. So as Corey tries to dig for the underhook, I'm going to take my whizzer hand and I'm going to collar tie and now swim to the position here to get it. Now the posture's already broken. His head is already beneath my belt line. So now all we have to do is make that turn and we are here. So let's look at it from this point of view here. So my overhook side is what's going to hit that collar tie as he's going to go for his underhook. Boom, I'm here. I swim this and now push to the head right there. So now I can be moving, of course I can be hitting, but since the head is low, we're here, we just turn, and we have our Puter Kepala position. Now, after you guys have gotten the basic mechanics of that, it has to be drilled. You have to be hitting your pummeling in a very competitive way. When you're doing this, you also do it on focus mitts. So the problem with people when they're talking about Filipino martial arts and Silat is it's all done sometimes like old karate styles here, or things that would be McDojo'd for lack of a better term. But if you want this to work, you have to pressure test it. You have to do it in a combative series where you're having a resisting opponent. Now, it isn't going to be a fight to the death, but you have to have someone giving realistic energy, and you're going to have to find the routes to that. So again, just to recap, it's an underhook position and a head post. And now from here, you have your full lever Puter Kepala. You can get there from striking. You can get there from clinch and grappling. And this will be your route to everything that you can do. You want to see where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fits into this? Head spin them down, go to knee on belly, and start going to work. If you want to keep it more combative, head spin them down and look for drawing your primary and secondaries. But do the work out there. We'll see you in the next video.